Evening, everyone. And we all are gathered here to welcome and hear from Hasini, Hasini Lakshmi Narayanan. And she's a 12-year-old student from Chennai, and she is a CEO of a company. And I'll just read a little bit about her. She has been a TED speaker. She has been the reporter. She is the reporter for the Hindu School edition, reporter for Brainfeed High magazine. She is a VJ for Avatar Live channel, VJ for Able Glitz. She's created a team of children who are on the mission of empowering more children. She's been awarded, she's been the Global Kids Achiever Award for Dream Catcher, a Teenpreneur Award, Think Startup, Young Achiever Award for the school. And instead of me talking anything much about her, I'm going to give the podium, the stage to Hasini, and let's hear it from her. And Hasini, a warm welcome, and we are very proud of the work that you're doing. And I'm sure a lot of us are going to get inspired by the way you look at things, and we are here to learn from you. Welcome.
Thank you so much for the wonderful and very sweet warm welcome. As ma'am introduced, I am Hasini Lakshmi Narayanan. Before I can, go on introducing myself, I also welcome the people who are watching this on live on YouTube. Hi, a very warm welcome. Thank you so much for joining me in this evening. I hope to spread some motivation by the end of the session. And before we can move on further, I request everybody to take a moment to subscribe to the channel, because that would really, really motivate me a lot. So it's called the first step. For the people who are watching this on live, you can probably just go subscribe. Or those who are there on the Zoom, I request you to do the same. And meanwhile, I'll just present my screen. I hope else you have done it. So again, a very, very warm welcome to everybody. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to speak here. And as introduced, I am Hasini Lakshmi Narayanan. I am an 8th grader studying in Chetnath Vidyashram, Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. I am the founder of a non-profit organization called The First Step, where we basically aim to inspire, motivate, empower the younger generation, children themselves, where we would want them to. We provide some motivation that way they could initiate their first step at a young age by interviewing young achievers. So far I've done about 60 plus interviews on the channel. You can check out the links if you do want to in my page. In addition to this, we have a blog and a website built. So I've built a team of 12 children as far as now, where we work together, in inspiring, motivating, and empowering children. So we also write blogs together, and the blogs are published. And we also launched a new series called The World of 7 Lines, wherein we mention only 7 lines or 7 circumstances in the form of statements of an successful person's life, in order to for it to be an inspiration for a child to start his or her own initiative at a young age. So that's the concept behind World of 7 Lines. You can check that as well in my page. So that's pretty much it about that. And in addition to this, we also write and do inspirational content videos. So that's pretty much about the first step. And apart from this, I'm a TED speaker, and also I am a freelance writer for the Hindu School edition. I'm a board member of the Child Chapter page, and also I am an ambassador for JAP program, that is Junior Ambassador program. So that's pretty much it about me and the work I do. Apart from this, on a daily basis, I interact with a lot of children, a lot of college students, and sometimes I do interact with parents as well. And I love interacting with people. Pretty much that's what I'm doing right now as well. And I'm a host, I'm a debater, and I love arts. So that's me, Hasini. Pretty much, just a normal child like everybody is, but I also do want to focus on my passion at the same time. So starting off with, I always pretty much share the story everywhere, and people who, of course, know me would answer this question easily. But for the people who doesn't know, this is a very very short story. I mean, but this contains a very deep meaning in it. So I request, people to answer to this question. Mute your mics. I mean, sorry, unmute your mics, and I guess one could speak at a time. That would be the only rule you could follow in here. Because if all of you are gonna speak at the same time, then my ears are gonna go for a task. So that's pretty much it. So yeah, I'm on to the story I'm questioned right now. So there are 5 frogs sitting on a lily pad, and one of them jumps out from the lily pad into the pond, right? So does anybody here, me, my question would be right now, would be probably, can you tell me how many of the frogs are still sitting on the lily pad? I'll repeat the question because I too went a little, fast. There are 5 frogs sitting on the lily pad. One frog decides to jump off from the lily pad into the water. And now my question is, if you can tell me how many of the frogs are still sitting on the lily pad. Does anyone want to answer? 0. Okay. No, you don't have to raise your hand because see, I'm in another screen, right? So I won't be able to see. So just unmute your mics and probably you can talk. I guess Arjun Vaishnav, right? 0. Okay, Kush says it's 0 because other frogs will follow the first one. So creative, I appreciate you. Thanks for answering. Arjun Vaishnav, right? Can you answer? Because I saw you raising your hand. Yeah,
I was telling,
yeah, go ahead.
I was telling 4 frogs.
Okay, why do you say it's 4? Excuse me? Mr. Arjun? Okay, good predictions though. It's fine. Anybody else would want to answer? You can either put it in the chat or unmute and speak.
Hasni, I just want to make a small little comment here. Children, all those who have joined in, let's make it interactive. Don't have inhibitions. Don't be scared of right and wrong answers. There are no right and wrong answers. Just say what comes to your mind.
Yeah, please, what she said is absolutely right. I am just in 8th grade. I am not going to take lectures now, or not going to give advices, just going to speak my mind out. And you can treat me as a friend. You don't have to address me as ma'am or miss. Totally not. Call me as Hasini. Feel free to answer. There is no right or wrong here. I'm not going to score or judge you. So yeah, please make it more interactive. Even if you didn't understand anything, let me know. That way, I can again go explain the term again. So yeah, does anybody want to answer? Again, I'll read. Okay, I guess there aren't any more answers, but yeah, one, I guess someone said 4. The right answer is still, that there are still 5 frogs sitting on the lily pad. And you might now be wondering, how is that even possible? Because, and most people, when I ask this question, would doubt if I am actually from Mars or from another planet. Because, come on, it's mental math, right? 5 are totally there. If one jumps out, 5 minus 1, of course, 4 frogs are going to be sitting, but actually not when you take the reality portion, right? The frog just decides to jump off from the lily pad, right? So I mean, see, let me give you an example, or this is the reality, which I guess everybody would have experienced the same. Every morning I wake up, I wish to complete my works by end of the evening, but I never do, right? Because see, I only decided to complete my works, but I never took a step to do my works and complete it by the evening. It happened, I mean, it happens for everybody. We decide to do something, but do we ever even do or finish it on time? Just ignore the time part alone. If we decide to do something, just decide, we never do the same, or we never complete it as soon as we expected it would be completed. The same thing happened to the frog as well. It just decided to jump, but it never jumped into the water. So remember, life is a learning process. Nothing happens when you decide to do something. Everything happens when you take that initiative to move forward. So it depends on taking that single step towards your life, and not about thinking to take that step, right? So the first step matters, and that's what I'd be talking on today. Before that, that would be the whole point of the session today. And this is my YouTube channel called The First Step, and the same works for the blog and the website as well. The blog, it's called www.thefirststephasini.com. You can go check that out to read the blogs. Otherwise, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's also called The First Step. Once the session, that's when I end up talking, I'll share my links down below so that you can check it out. So this is how my journey started during COVID, right? And I don't want this to be too boring as well. So I'll just go through this quickly. So I am very, very passionate about public speaking. I'm very fond of public speaking. It's a gene for me. My dad himself is a speaker. He's an author, and he does a lot of events, and his works involves schools. I mean, he travels to a lot of schools, and he does sessions in there, and many events and life skill sessions are being held, and that's how it works with him. So since I was young, I used to travel with him. So that's how I get to learn a lot about public speaking, because I was built up in that environment. So since young, I've been attending a lot of school competitions. Every time I attend a literally competition, I would win. So but I never knew that I would become this successful in public speaking. I mean, in this field of public speaking especially, because I just did it for my happiness as like a hobby. But when pandemic started, I was so bored at some point, that okay, I have so much time which I'm literally wasting. That too, I realized only after all of my Netflix, once I watched all of the Netflix series which I wanted to watch before my exams. So then that's when my dad asked me if you do want to, do something for Father's Day. Then I, of course, said yes. I interviewed a few of my friends. Then we posted, edited those videos. Then we documented these videos. So, the results which initially we didn't have a plan to post this on social media. That's this Father's Day videos which we did, but we did actually post it on my dad's account. So that's when I realized that okay, I mean, I'm not going to tell you that this video reached up to 100k 200k or not, but it just broke my expectations 100 times. I thought only 30 people are going to watch this video, but more than 150 people did watch the video. So I was surprised for the fact that these many people have watched the video, and then I got some motivation, and I really felt some vibe pulling me that okay, this is what you are passionate about: interviewing, being a host, public speaking. That really attracted me. That one force, what do I say? It's one vibration. And then I was I went to my parents. I asked them if I can continue interviewing people. Then they agreed. They supported me in every single step possible. that's when, but I needed a very good concept. That way I can interview people. That's when we came with this term called young achievers, which is basically interviewing children who have achieved at a young age. So that's how everything started. It's been a year since I started the first step. That's my story. A very short story basically. And before I move on further, I want to share the first steps mantra, which foremost and is very important. The first step is about your first dream. It's about believing in yourself. It's about accepting your first compliment with grace. It's about attracting positive energies from the cosmos. It's about encouraging others with your stories. So every time, it starts with a dream, right? Your very first dream, which uh, wanted to, that's what you're passionate about. Then you start, believing in yourselves and your potentials. Then when you actually take your first step and then you get your first compliment, that would be a lifelong appreciation, which cannot be comparable at all. Then, you, by doing your successful work, sorry for the disturbance, then you attract positive energies from the people, that is the cosmos. Then, it's not about you being successful. There is one set term. It's about you encouraging people to become successful once you become successful with your stories. So the same works. You have to encourage more people to raise up, to become successful. So that's how everything should work and probably will do for a successful person. So I want to start off with this delight. So yeah, that's the mantra of the first step. So I'll be talking on first step matters today, as I mentioned. Taking your first step, that is towards your journey in the appropriate age, is very important. And I'll be talking on why. And by another session, I hope you will have a clarity as to why I'm saying this. Many people might have a question, right? How do we become successful? How does a person become successful? Let me tell you, all happens, 1 second. Right. I want to talk about something, and as to why I'm telling that, taking your first step at the right age is important, right? So when you eventually, pass on your teenagers, that is, after becoming 20 or 21, that's when, most of the people apply for job offers. Then they start working. So that field would be really new to them, right? Instead, when you start off at a young age, you can be even more experienced and you would actually know what actually, what what is this all about. And let me tell you, childhood is the time period when somebody learns the most, right? They could possibly experience everything. And especially being this a pandemic, when children find more time than usual, this is a spark for you. And I guess everybody should use this opportunity wisely. So for me, I started entrepreneurship. It shouldn't be necessary that you only have to start entrepreneurship. If someone saying they're interested in arts, excel in arts, do painting, sell them online, or probably study YouTube channel, because everybody now is there on social media, teach tutorials. There are many more other ways for you to start at an early age. That way you never know how it could impact you on the future, right? So now let me move on. Success is 99% failure and challenges. Every person becomes successful only when they start failing, which I'll talk later on in the session. So I did a survey to find out what are the most common challenges faced by any successful person and what will a person initially face in their journey. So then I named this term called FURCRAF, which is an acronym. It's also a palindrome. Does anybody of you here know what a palindrome is? It's an English term. If you do know, you are most welcome to answer. A palindrome. Anybody? Okay, I guess no one knows. But yeah, I'll tell you so that you can actually know what a palindrome is. Palindrome is an English term. Even if you spell it the other way around, it is going to pronounce the same. That is FAR. That is, if you can see my cursor, FARCRAF. Now spell it from the right to left, FARCRAF. So it's the same. So that's what a palindrome, basically means. So these are the 7 challenges which I noted are faced by every single startup. Starting off with the first letter, yeah, F. Facing criticism. Criticism necessarily, is in 2 kinds. For me, criticism, as I am a social influencer, I haven't got that much, but I have got 1 or 2 in initial stages, which I find, is helpful for me in some other way. Because most of the people comment about the way I speak or the way I pronounce the word, which might be wrong or right, which help me to correct myself. But sometimes criticism could be way more personal, which might affect, right? So criticism is something which eventually happens for everybody. So later on, of course, people would accept you. You will have that insecurity. You will be the only one to break it. People would support you, but don't let that stop your journey. So that's the first letter. Second thing is A, acceptance. So yeah, acceptance in sense, the opportunities you get. Initially, when I started back in 2020, as I am a host and I invite people to be guests on the show. Many, not many, some did decline, right? Some weren't ready. But today, when you take, that is, it's been a year since I've started, 99% of the people do accept my invitation. So it all depends on you. Initially, of course, you might have a lot of, not accepting people. Like, you'll have to prove yourself right, then make people accept you. So then automatically you'll get a lot of opportunities. So stay confident and it will all, automatically happen. The next thing is R, which is reaching out to new subscribers. In my case, as I am in social media, but in your other fields, you can have it as reaching out to new people. That basically is fame, right? Or for your message to reach out to more people. This is an ongoing process. You just have to ensure that you keep your audience engaged, and the magic will automatically happen. Fourth letter, which is C, which stands for continuing the motivation. This is something which everybody lacks when they start. So when I started, right, I had 100% motivation, as like everybody else would do. But at some point, due to all of this criticism, then people not accepting you, then those financial stuff, then having all of the stress being a school kid, that confidence will ultimately start decreasing, and that motivation will leave you behind. So what you have to do at those times is that always remember that you continue to grow until you continue to work hard. So always sustain your motivation for every single step you do. In my case, it's for every single video that I do, and automatically you regain all of the motivation and keep moving. The next letter is R, that is reviving stress. I won't say as a kid I have so much stress, but sometimes I would, right? I would get stressed when I see my other friends playing out, when I have to sit in the laptop working. So, but always I remember that I am doing this for somebody. I mean, not for other children as well, but for me, for my happiness as well. And I keep reminding the me myself that okay, I'm doing this for a cause, and my friends at the same time are supportive. So stress is something which happens to everybody. Just do what makes you happy when you feel stressed. In my case, I love listening to music, so I listen to music whenever I feel a little stressed. But as children, I don't think you should get stressed and have so much burden in your head. So, the sixth letter, which is A, age barrier. Age is just a number. It cannot be an influence. Also, there is no right time to start. It depends on you. If you feel confident about doing something, if you feel this is going to work out, take a step ahead. Just don't care about the age criteria itself. Either if you're too young or too old, it doesn't matter. So yeah. F, the last word, is stand for financial challenges. Every child's initial financial backup, if I have to say, is their parents. You won't get all of your sponsors and fundings at the very first beginning. You will have to work hard for it. So use the available resources, work towards it, and of course, you will be spotlighted one day to that glorious place where you belong to. So always stay confident and focused, and please don't drop down the initiative which you have started. Um, yeah. These are the 7 challenges which I found in common in every single person's, successful person's life. So now I'll be sharing, something called the ultimate success formula. If you follow this, it will ultimately happen. That is, you reach the point of your success. Right. Also, this also carries an important message. So everybody, while they start out, plan their goals. Right. That is goals. When I say that is planning what you want to do. For example, in my state goals, in sense scoring 100 marks in my exam, right? Then I plan my strategies. Now, talking about strategies, my strategies would probably be, studying for 2 hours a day, or let me say, studying for an hour a day. That would be my strategy. That is my idea to score a centum in my math exam. Then what I do, I take action, do follow, studying for 1 hour, then write my exam, and then I get my result. So if I do score a centum in my math exam, then the result is success. But if I don't, the very first time I didn't, uh, score a centum, then I start making blames. Then I start giving out excuses. Then I start complaining. Blame in sense for, just an excuse I can say, as the classes are happening online, I couldn't, focus that much, or I didn't get the concepts. Blame could be saying my mother didn't, let me or provide me, this time when I was studying. I skipped 1 hour of studying that day, so I couldn't score. I blame it on someone else, or I start complaining that, the question paper was tough. It was the fault. So this is what people initially do the first time they fail. The second time, right? Now what I do is, again, the goal is now to score a centum in my math exam. I change my strategy, right? I change my strategy to study for 2 hours in addition. Then I again repeat the same. Then I get my result. Now the second time I didn't score a centum, right? I make again, I say try, as I've already once failed. I know, okay, this could happen. I say try, let's try. The third time I fail, I say there are no failures, only feedback, right? A failure necessarily isn't a failure. It's a feedback. It's a new learning. Everything is a new learning. Life is a learning process. You keep learning. If you did a mistake, take it as a new learning. Take it as new learning that you aren't supposed to do it. You're supposed to do it this way, and make sure that you don't do it the next time. So what you do next is change strategy, take your action, and then get your result. So this is the USF ultimate success formula. And now I'll talk on failures. Every successful person would have faced failures, and that is the only reason they're successful today. So, as I always say, there are no failures, only feedback. As I explained, right? Failures aren't failures. When a person fails, that is when he or she first learns. When you ultimately start failing, not in your exams, I'm telling in life as well. So when you first fail a failure, then you start learning. The second time you do, you start learning. So then eventually, when you know what to do and what not to do, then you'll achieve success. That is that glorious spot. So the same works in everything. And just to prove this statement, I'll share one small story. If somebody could tell me who this person is, I'll tell you a clue. Is the founder of KFC, Kentucky's Fried Chicken. Does anybody know who this person is? Guys, I want to make this more interactive. So I want people to talk and speak. Okay. So this is Colonel Sanders. He actually is the founder of KFC, Kentucky's Fried Chicken. So he was born in a small city in no background family. His family left him behind. He serving his mother and siblings. So he had to do odd jobs like selling tires, selling coals, picking up them, then selling them. So this was his work in initial stages. But he was always passionate about cooking. Then once he got a permanent job in a restaurant as a dishwasher and a head chef. So that's how the fried chicken recipe was born. That is KFC, Kentucky's Fried Chicken, which is very, very popular today. Then, using his savings, he, made a better looking restaurant. Then he traveled to, more than 1,000+ restaurants requesting if they can sell Sanders' recipe, that is the fried chicken recipe. If you know, the bitter truth is that 1,005 restaurants rejected Sanders' recipe. The fried chicken, which is almost enjoyed by everybody today, the single recipe has been rejected 1,000+ times back in the earlys. Then finally, one restaurant owner agreed to sell his recipe. By end of the year, over 650+ restaurants were selling Sanders' recipe. This journey didn't stop here. Then again, using his savings, he built a better looking restaurants. Again, it didn't stop in here. Now the KFC, that is the Kentucky's Fried Chicken, is in the hand of Yum Brands, which has added their beverages to the chicken, which is Coca-Cola, Fanta, then nuggets and stuff like that. So not only this, but KFC is the 6th largest food chains in the world, having over 25,000+ outlets across the world, which in 2020, this story of him is incredible because he never gave up even after failing 1,000+ times. He kept reminding himself that his recipes are unique, which has led him to success, and he's always had a unique mindset, right? So it's one said that success is 99% perception and 1% inspiration. Success is always 99% failure. So I hope this story, similarly proves the statement there are no failures, only feedback. And I want to ask one important question to all of you here, because I now see a lot of children blaming that they aren't gifted. So, how many of you feel gifted today? Can you probably answer to this question, please? Anybody? So,
Me, I feel so.
Ma'am, I also feel gifted.
There, yes.
cool. So, yeah, but even though we say it so, we still blame on every single thing, don't we? We wake up in the morning, we complain to our mama and papa that we don't have good food today. We don't have good, nice clothes to wear. I don't have a mobile or a cell phone or a laptop, or a gadget to use. I want this, I want that. But have you ever thought that even 10% of the people in this world aren't able to experience all of these, which we all are able to experience? We have good teachers to provide us education. We have good environment, good society to support us. But many people don't even experience this. Now, just to address, this pandemic situation, right? A person who's infected by COVID just to stay in the hospital to get himself or herself, recovered, he or she just is spending 7 lakhs just for a week to breathe that freely available oxygen. As I suppose, COVID is for corona, oxygen is one treatment which is being done. So oxygen, which is one freely available resource which helps all of us to live, just to breathe that, a person taking bed rest has to pay 7 lakh rupees. Then just imagine, it's only because as humans, as us, they know the worth of it, right? So every single thing, starting off from the nature, the trees, the parents we provided, the teachers we provided, our peers, we are lucky to have them. Feel gifted. Thank God for giving you this wonderful opportunity to live, experiencing, everything which many children aren't able to experience. So always keep that in mind. And yeah, that's it. I want to share that. And before I could wind up, I want to talk on a few other success principles which I share. I talked on care, no failures, only feedback. That will be the first one. Second thing is choices have consequences. The consequence might be a good one or a critical one, but it depends on the choice which you make. So always remember to make the right choice. Second thing is past is not equal to future. I say this because if you have failed in your past, it doesn't mean that you will also fail in your future. It depends on you. Change your mindset. Change your mindset into that you will succeed in your future. Take your initiative and you will succeed. So, for things to change, I must change first would be my fourth quote or success principle. Just to again give you an example. If I'm going to blame the situation which is being happening here, that is classes happening on online, it is the only thing I'm not able to score good marks in my exams. Change yourself first. Adapt yourself into the situation. Adopt yourself into the situation. Automatically, you will start scoring good marks. So always say, for things to change, I must change first. Last quote would be, greatest failure in life is not participating 100%. If you're going to do something, do it for yourself. Don't do it for just for the sake of others, or your parents ask you to do it, your teacher asks you to do it. Please don't, because if you are going to do it for somebody else, right, you wouldn't put your 100% participation, and I can tell you that the result is not going to end up well as you have expected for it to be. So yeah, do your 100%, give your 100%, and ensure that you are happy in whatever you're doing. So remember, the first step matters. Either on the moon or on the earth, taking that in the right age is important and should be prioritized. All the best to all the other champs out there. And that's just a glimpse of what my articles and about. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And if anybody does have any questions to ask, you can go ahead.
Hasini, we've enjoyed it thoroughly, and I'm sure the kids too have enjoyed. And there were some adults also So you kept us glued, and we wish you good luck for your future endeavors, and lots of love and happiness to you. But if there is any question, please feel free to ask anyone.
Thank you. Thank you. And there is my link available there in the chat. So if people do want to, check out the website. And also, I request the team, if indeed there is any question in the live, I can answer to that as well. So, but for now, I request people, if you do have any question, please do feel free to ask. Anybody?
I think so. Probably they'll subscribe to your channel, and if they have anything, they'll definitely post it there. Otherwise, if they have something, they can share it with me. I can share it with you. And if in future, whenever you're doing anything more, you're adding more feathers to your cap, do keep sharing with us. And lots of love and happiness to you. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming and sharing your ventures and your achievements with all of us. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining in.